While the Attorney General still awaits a list of startup expenses from International Consulting Services, KSBN obtains a copy of a separate contract between ICS and CHC, a contract that has already paid the Idaho company over $37,000 in travel expenses to the CNMI. How much has ICS been paid already?
ICS has not been paid anything with respect to the collections that the 10% that they're supposed to be getting from that, because that's their that's where they're going to get paid.
What about the travel expenses, though?
Those are startup costs that we are committed to pay for, just so that they can mobilize their staff here and be able to come to Saipan.
Commonwealth Health Center CEO Wamba Bauta says the amount CHC has put out for startup costs to ICS will be paid back to the healthcare corporation once the billing system starts generating revenue. What were their startup costs? Their travel to Saipan?
Right now, we've probably paid them about $10,000 just for travel, bringing people here to do coding and
wasn't there a check that was made payable for about $19,000?
I'm not aware of that, but $10,000, yes, for travel and bringing the coders here.
Okay, and they were paid over $2,000 a day for their time here?
No. That's not in the startup cost.
But according to a memo dated February 25th, Babauta requested the immediate disbursement of $19,645.47 payable to ICS as final payment for the professional services related to a trip to Saipan February 11th through 29th. This was dated February 25th.
That's way early on, yeah.
So this is $20,000. In a separate memo, also dated February 25th, the disbursement of $10,000 was made to ICS as an advance payment for a future trip to Saipan. The memo states the scope of the work for that trip was for ICS to perform technology and workflow upgrades to CHC's billing, coding, and collections process. And back on January 30th, a check for $8,000 was disbursed to ICS for their February trip to Saipan.
Well, if they were paid, that's a request. So, if they were actually paid, then yes, it would have been total to $30,000. Yeah. This is before I signed the contract in that, and it has nothing to do with the provision of the contract. It was to bring them out to do the initial assessment. So, that's an aside commitment.
They were paid.
Yeah,
quite a bit of money.
That's
to
for
come
travel.
Out and do to do just an assessment.
Yeah. So all the costs that we have incurred have been to bring them out here to assess the broken financial system that we have.
KSBN asked Attorney General Ed Buckingham if he'd ever seen this separate contract.
The first I heard about a travel advance was last Wednesday, and that was in the amount of $10,000. That's all that I learned last Wednesday.
What do you say to something like this?
The first is perhaps a strange request, which is, could I get a copy of this material?